My beloved, I saw you. I saw the moment you hesitated before clicking on this message. I saw the heavy sigh you released just seconds ago, a sigh filled with a weariness that sleep cannot cure. You are here because you are exhausted from waiting. You have been praying, you have been watching the clock, you have been checking the calendar, and to your eyes, it looks like absolutely nothing is changing. You have whispered prayers in the shower where no one can hear you. You have cried into your pillow when the house is quiet, and you have screamed silently in your heart while driving to work. And the response you feel you have received is silence. A silence so loud it has begun to hurt. You are beginning to wonder if I have forgotten you. You are beginning to accept the lie that your prayers are bouncing off the ceiling unheard and unanswered. But I need you to feel my presence wrapping around you right now, for I am about to speak a truth that will shatter that lie. Listen closely to my whisper, deeper than your thoughts. My silence is not my absence. I am near to the brokenhearted. In fact, silence is often the sign of my most intense activity. Consider the general in a command center during the turning point of a great battle. When the strategy is being executed, when the critical troops are moving into position for the victory, the radio often goes silent. It is not because the general has left the room. It is because the focus is absolute. The silence does not mean I am passive. It means I am strategic. I am not ignoring you, my child. I am positioning you. You are looking for thunder and lightning. But I am moving the tectonic plates of your life beneath the surface. What you perceive as nothing happening is actually divine alignment. What you call a delay is often my divine protection, shielding you from a trap you cannot see. You are not behind. You are being built. You see the surface. I see the foundation. If I gave you the weight of the blessing before your foundation was cured and set, it would crush you instead of blessing you. I am not withholding the promise from you. I am preparing you to sustain it. Before I reveal the specific strategy I have for your breakthrough, I need you to acknowledge my presence in this very moment. Do not let this pass as just another video in your feed. This is a divine appointment. Stop scrolling. Take a deep breath and center your heart on me. I need to know you are listening. If you are ready to receive the answer to the silence and unlock the next season of your life, declare your presence before my throne. Type, "I am here, Lord," or the number 7007 in the comments right now. By doing this, you are not just typing words. You are opening the gates of heaven over your situation. You are telling the enemy, I am present and I am listening to my Father. Do this now as an act of faith. You have taken the first step of obedience. Now stay with me, for the atmosphere is shifting. In the moments ahead, I am going to show you how to silence the chaotic noise of the world, so you can finally hear the clear frequency of heaven. I will teach you how to pray, not from a place of panic, but from a place of absolute power and authority, just as my son Jesus did. And most importantly, I am going to give you a specific instruction, something practical to do this when you feel like your prayers are hitting a wall and your strength is failing. Do not turn away. The miracle you have been waiting for requires you to understand what comes next. Your spiritual shift begins now. My child, listen to me. This moment right here with my voice speaking into your life is not just background noise. This is a shelter. I have brought you here to this specific quiet place to breathe again. I know how heavy the air has felt around you lately. I know the physical toll this season has taken on you. I have seen you staring at the ceiling at 3:00 a.m., your body exhausted, but your mind racing like a train that has lost its brakes. I have felt the tightness in your chest that you try to ignore during the day, that persistent weight that sits on you even when you try to smile at others. You have been running on adrenaline and anxiety, trying to fix things, trying to hold it all together, trying to figure out the solution before the sun comes up. You are tired, my precious one. Deeply soul tired. But I want you to know that you have stepped out of the storm and into my presence. You are safe here. Put down the heavy load you are carrying. You do not need to figure it all out in the next 5 minutes. Many of my children believe that if they just worry enough, if they just overthink enough, they will find the answer. But worry is not a tool. It is a thief. It steals your strength and gives you nothing in return. I need you to stop striving for just a moment. I need you to realize that I do not always change the circumstances first. Often I must first steady you so that you can handle the change when it comes. If I changed the storm but you were still frantic, you would not enjoy the peace. I am stabilizing your heart right now. Remember what I told you. My silence is not my absence. It is my covering. I am covering you with my hand while the danger passes. I am hiding you in the cleft of the rock. When you feel like I am quiet, it is often because I am pulling you close, so close that words are not needed, only my heartbeat. You have been looking for a sign outside, but I am doing a work inside. I am strengthening your spirit to stand tall. I am preparing your shoulders for the weight of the blessing that is coming. You feel like you are breaking, but you are not breaking. You are being emptied of self-reliance so you can be filled with my power. Let us do this together right now. I want you to physically respond to this truth. Wherever you are, if you can take a deep breath in, hold it, and let it out slowly. Unclench your jaw. Drop your shoulders. Open your hands in front of you, palms facing up. This is the posture of release. Whisper this to me, Father. I release control. I give it to you. Feel the weight lift. That is the beginning of trust. You are handing the battle over to the one who has never lost. Stay in this posture, for in the next moment, I am going to show you why your mind has been fighting you so hard. And I will give you a simple key to keep this peace when the world tries to steal it back. My child, the greatest battle you are fighting right now is not in your bank account, your health, or your relationships. It is between your ears. I see the prison you have built brick by brick with worry and fear. You wake up and immediately the thoughts begin. What if it doesn't happen? What if I fail? What if I am too late? You replay the pain of the past and you pre-play disasters in the future that have not even happened. You are exhausted because you are living tomorrow's problems with today's strength, and that is a weight I never designed you to carry. You treat your mind like a courtroom where you are constantly on trial, or a war zone where you are always under attack. But I tell you today, this mental torment is not your portion. I did not design your mind to be a torture chamber. I designed it to be a sanctuary, a garden where my spirit communes with yours. You have been begging for peace. Thinking peace means your mind goes blank and all your problems disappear. But listen to this truth. Peace is not the absence of thoughts, and I will guard your heart and mind with my peace. It is my presence inside your thoughts. Peace is not the absence of the storm. It is the calm within the eye of the storm. When you allow fear to dominate your thinking, you crowd me out. You cannot hear the solution because you are screaming at the problem. It is time to stop asking from a place of desperation and start aligning from a place of sonship. When you align your thoughts with what I say about you, the noise fades and the direction becomes clear. Here is the practical strategy I promised you to do this for tonight when you feel stuck. When the panic rises, do not try to solve the entire mystery of your life. Follow this simple pattern: one breath, one truth, one step. First, take one breath to stop the spiral. Second, speak one truth. Find one verse, one promise I have made, and say it out loud until it drowns the fear. And third, take one step of obedience. Just one. It might be washing the dishes, sending that email, or simply going to sleep in trust. You do not need to see the whole staircase. You just need to take the one step I light up for you. You are beginning to understand. You are taking back the territory of your mind. But there is still a heavy lie sitting in your heart, the feeling that even though you are calming down, I am still far away. The enemy has whispered that my silence means I have withdrawn from you. But that is the furthest thing from the truth. Stay with me, for in the next moment, I am going to answer that lie directly and show you that I have been closer to you in this valley than on your highest mountain. My beloved, let us address the shadow that has been hanging over your heart. It is the cold, sinking feeling that the reason nothing is changing is because I am far away. You have looked at the empty spaces in your life, the empty bank account, the empty chair, the empty inbox, and you have measured my love by their emptiness. You have whispered, if God were really here, this would not be happening. You feel like you are shouting across a canyon, hoping the wind carries your voice to heaven. But I need you to know this. You have misunderstood the distance. What feels like distance to you is actually covering. When a hen gathers her chicks under her wings, they cannot see the world outside. They see darkness, but they are closer to the heartbeat of the mother than ever before. You are in a season of being hidden, not forgotten. I am not standing afar off watching you drown. I am right there in the boat with you. The reason I have not calmed the storm instantly is that I am teaching you to be the captain who can sail through it. If I always rescue you from the fire, you will never learn that you are fireproof. I am steadying you. I am strengthening your inner man. You are asking for the fruit, but I am tending to the root. If I gave you the harvest now, your branches would snap under the weight. I am loving you too much to give you a blessing that would destroy you. I am preparing the character that will keep you when the promotion comes. I am speaking directly to your spirit right now. Can you feel the truth of these words resonating in your chest? That feeling is my spirit confirming that you are not alone. If you feel this burden lifting, if you believe that I am right here with you, I ask you to make a physical sign of your agreement. Press the like button on this video to signal that you receive this truth. And if you have not yet joined this family of believers, press the subscribe button now. Do not just watch, belong. By doing this, you are planting yourself in a community of faith, saying, I refuse to walk alone anymore. Now that you know I am closer than your very breath, you can stop screaming. You do not need to shout to be heard by someone who is living inside your heart. Panic is not a language I understand. Faith is. Many of my children pray with a frantic energy that only creates more anxiety. They beg as if I am a reluctant stranger. But you are a child of the King. It is time to change the way you speak to me. In the next moment, I will teach you the true posture of prayer, how to shift from begging in fear to receiving in authority. My child, come closer. You have been worn out by the sheer exertion of your prayers. You believe that if you cry louder, if you use more eloquent words, or if you explain your pain with more intensity, I will finally be moved to act. But you must understand this. Prayer is not a performance for an audience. It is an intimate conversation with your Father. You do not need to scream at someone who is sitting right next to you. In fact, the most powerful prayers are often the quietest ones. When you whisper, it forces you to stop the chaos around you. It requires intimacy. It requires you to lean in. I want you to stop praying from a place of panic and start praying from a place of proximity. The secret place I call you to is not just a physical room. It is a posture of your heart where you shut the door on the world's noise and open the door to my voice. Consider the progression I gave you. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and it will be opened to you. You have treated these as repetitions of the same thing, but they are levels of depth. Asking is the request it is where you state your need. But many of you stop there. You ask and then you worry. I am calling you deeper. Seeking is alignment. It is where you stop looking merely for my hand, what I can give you, and start looking for my face, who I am. When you seek me, your desires begin to change to match mine. You realize that what you thought you needed is small compared to what I have planned. And then there is knocking. Knocking is persistence, but it is also action. You do not knock on a wall, you knock on a door. Knocking implies that you believe there is an opening and you are ready to walk through it. It is an active expectation. Stop approaching my throne like a beggar hoping for scraps. Approach like a son, like a daughter, like an heir claiming what has already been signed in your name. When you pray from panic, you are agreeing with the problem. When you pray from peace, you are agreeing with the promise. Your posture determines your power. Stand up inside your spirit. Dry your eyes. It is time to pray with a blueprint, not just with emotion. In the next moment, I will walk you through the perfect pattern of prayer. My son left for you a map that covers every need you have. My child, my son taught you this way to pray. Matthew 6:9-13. When my son walked the earth, he did not leave you without a map. He gave you a prayer not to be mindlessly repeated like a magic spell, but to be used as a blueprint for your soul. You often rush into prayer with a shopping list of demands, but look at how he taught you to begin. Our Father, hallowed be thy name. This is the first step, worship. Before you mention your problem, you must magnify my name. When you focus on my greatness, your mountain starts to look like a molehill. Worship does not change who I am. It changes how you see me. It reminds your spirit that the one fighting for you is bigger than the debt, bigger than the sickness, and bigger than the heartbreak. Then comes the surrender. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. This is often the hardest part for you. You want my help, but you want it your way. You hand me the steering wheel, but keep your foot on the brake. But to pray thy will be done is to say, Father, I trust your plan more than my plan. It is not resignation. It is the ultimate act of trust. It means you stop trying to micromanage the miracle. You stop telling me how to fix it, and simply trust that I will fix it. When you yield your will, you stop fighting against the current of my grace and start flowing with it. Next you ask, give us this day our daily bread. Notice the word daily. You are stressed because you are trying to eat next year's bread today. You are worrying about problems that have not even happened yet. I do not give you grace for your imagination. I give you grace for your reality. I give you enough strength for today. If you try to carry tomorrow's burdens with today's strength, you will break. Trust me for what you need in this 24-hour window. I supplied the manna fresh every morning, and I will do the same for you. And then the cleansing. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Listen closely, for this is where many of your prayers are hindered. You cannot hold on to bitterness with one hand and reach for my blessing with the other. Unforgiveness is a blockage in the spiritual artery. It takes up space in your container that was meant for joy and peace. When you forgive, you are not saying what they did was right. You are saying you trust me enough to handle the justice. Let it go. Clear the channel so my power can flow freely. Finally, deliver us from evil. Acknowledge that you are in a battle. You are not fighting flesh and blood. Admit you need my protection. This is the blueprint. Use it to align your heart, and you will see the atmosphere around you change. My warrior, you must understand where the real war is fought. It is not merely in the bills piling up on your table or the conflicts in your relationships. The enemy knows he cannot touch your spirit, which is sealed by my spirit. So he attacks your imagination. He whispers suggestions to your mind, hoping you will accept them as your own thoughts. He plants seeds like, "You are a failure. This will never end, or you are all alone." He tries to build a stronghold of despair within you. But I have given you weapons that are not of this world, weapons that have divine power to demolish these strongholds. The anchor for your victory is found in taking every thought captive to the obedience of Christ. You must stop being a passive playground for the enemy's lies and become an active gatekeeper of your mind. You cannot stop a bird from flying over your head, but you can stop it from building a nest in your hair. In the same way, you cannot stop a negative thought from appearing, but you can choose whether to invite it in for tea or kick it out. I am teaching you the strategy of the shield of faith. When a fiery dart of doubt comes, you must meet it with specific action. Do not just sit there and let the fear paralyze you. You must fight back. You do this in 3 steps. Name it, reject it, replace it. First, identify the thought. Say, "This is fear, not God." Second, reject it verbally. Say, "I refuse to accept this lie." And third, replace it with my word. If the thought says you are weak, you say, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." Remember, greater is He that is in you than he that is in the world. You are not a victim of your thoughts. You are the victor over them. Your words are like swords. Every time you speak my truth, you are cutting down the enemy's snares. Do not agree with the guilt. Agree with the forgiveness I bought for you. Do not agree with the lack. Agree with my provision. Raise your shield. Stand firm. You are covered by the blood, and no weapon formed against you shall prosper. You are learning to stand in the mental battle. But what about when the circumstances themselves feel like they are drowning you? Stay with me, for next, I will show you how I am faithful to you, even when the water rises and the heat intensify. My child, hear this promise, and let it settle into the marrow of your bones. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow you. When you walk through the fire, you shall not be burned, nor shall the flame scorch you. Notice that I did not say, "If you pass through the waters." I said, "When." I never promised you a life without storms. I never promised that the waves would not rise or the heat would not increase. We live in a fallen world, and rain falls on the just and the unjust alike. But my promise is not the absence of trouble. My promise is the certainty of my presence within the trouble. You have been judging my faithfulness by whether or not I keep you comfortable. You have cried out, "Lord, if you loved me, I wouldn't be in this mess." But I tell you, I love you too much to leave you undeveloped. Consider the story of the 3 men thrown into the fiery furnace. They were bound and cast into a fire, heated 7 times hotter than usual. I did not blow out the fire before they went in. I did not strike the king dead before he gave the order. I allowed them to go into the flames. Why? Because there are things about my nature that you can only learn in the furnace. When the king looked in, he saw 4 men walking around unbound and unharmed. The 4th man looked like the Son of God. I was there. The fire burned off their ropes, the things that bound them, but it did not singe a hair on their heads. The fire is not here to destroy you, my beloved. It is here to burn off the ropes of fear, addiction, and limitation that have held you back for so long. I do not always deliver you from the fire. Sometimes I choose to take you through the fire to make you fireproof, which is the greater testimony that I kept you in a safe bubble where nothing ever touched you, or that you walked through the valley of the shadow of death, through the hottest flames of trial, and came out the other side without even the smell of smoke on your clothes. You are in the fire right now, and I know it hurts. I know the pressure is immense. But look beside you. I am the fourth man in the fire. I am holding the thermostat. I will not let the heat rise 1 degree hotter than what is necessary to refine your gold. You are not going to turn into ash. You are going to turn into steel. Trust me in the heat. The fire is refining you for a destiny that requires a strength you did not have yesterday. My child, you are standing in a hallway of decision, and I see the confusion clouding your eyes. You have been banging on doors that refuse to open, and you have interpreted the lock as a rejection. You have cried out, "Why is this so hard? Why is the enemy blocking me?" But I need you to pause and listen. Not every closed door is a spiritual attack. Sometimes the door is shut because I am standing on the other side, holding it closed. I am protecting you from a room you are not ready to enter, or from a path that leads to a cliff you cannot see. You must learn the art of discernment. Discernment is not just knowing the difference between right and wrong. It is knowing the difference between right and almost right. It is knowing the difference between a good idea and a God idea. There is a reason you feel stuck in a cycle of confusion. Often confusion is simply the dust kicked up by delayed obedience. Search your heart. Is there something I told you to do months ago that you have not yet done? Did I tell you to forgive that person? Did I tell you to cut off that toxic relationship? Did I tell you to start that small habit? You are asking for the next big instruction, but I am waiting for you to finish the last small one. I cannot give you chapter 10 when you are still holding on to chapter 3. If you want the fog to lift, go back to the last place you heard my voice clearly and do what I said. Obedience unlocks the next door. So how do you know if a door is truly from me? You must stop looking at the glitter and start looking for the peace. The world promises excitement, but I promise peace that surpasses understanding. Let peace be the umpire in your heart. If you have to force the door open, if you have to manipulate the situation, if you have to compromise your integrity to walk through it, that is not my door. My blessings add no sorrow. When I open a door, I also give you the grace to walk through it. Do not fear the closed doors. Thank me for them. They are the guardrails of your destiny. Trust that if I shut one door, it is because I have a greater one prepared that will open at the appointed time. My child, I want to speak to your spirit about the Hannah anointing. You know the pain of emptiness, perhaps not a physical womb, but a spiritual one. You have a dream that has not been birthed, a promise that feels barren, a prayer that seems to echo in a hollow room. Like Hannah, you have faced the provocation of the enemy. You see others around you getting blessed so easily, achieving effortlessly what you have struggled years to attain. You have felt the sting of comparison and the bitterness of the delay. You have wept until you have no tears left to cry. But I want you to look closely at Hannah. Year after year, despite the deep pain, despite the mockery of her rival, she still went up to the house of the Lord. She did not let her disappointment become an excuse to disconnect from me. She did not say, "God didn't answer me last year, so I'm not going this year." She showed up. There is a profound difference between weeping and quitting. It is okay to cry. I designed your tears. They are a language I understand perfectly. I bottle every tear you shed. They are liquid prayers upon my altar. But you can cry, and yet you cannot quit. Hannah poured out her soul. She was honest about her bitterness. She did not hide her anguish, but she kept pressing in. Even when Eli the priest misunderstood her, judging her as drunk when she was actually travailing in prayer, she did not let offense drive her away. You too have been misunderstood. People have judged your grief or minimized your struggle. But do not let the opinions of people who do not know your story keep you from the presence of the author who is writing it. Your miracle is not in their approval. It is in my hand. Here is the turning point for you. After Hannah prayed and received the word of peace, the scripture says her face was no longer sad. Note this carefully, nothing had physically changed yet. She was not yet pregnant. The circumstance was exactly the same as it was an hour before. But her spirit had shifted. She believed before she saw. She received the peace of the promise before the manifestation of the promise. And then she did the hardest thing of all. She went back. She went back to her home, back to the same difficult environment, back to face the same woman who mocked her. But she went back changed. She went back with a secret assurance. I am calling you to dry your eyes now. The season of mourning, the delay is over. The time of weeping has accomplished its work. Now is the time for believing. I am revitalizing your spirit right now. If you feel this fresh wind of strength entering your soul, if you are ready to wipe your tears and face your giant, with a new confidence, I ask you to press the like button on this video. Let it be a sign that your countenance is changing today. And if you have not subscribed, press that button now. Join this army of believers who refuse to give up until the blessing comes. You are not going back to your battle as a victim. You are returning as a victor who knows the answer is on the way. Stay tuned for next. I will teach you how to listen so sharply that you will hear my voice, even in the middle of the night, just as Samuel did. My child, do not miss the connection between the tears of the mother and the destiny of the son. Hannah's persistence birthed Samuel, but Samuel had to learn a lesson that you must learn today, the art of recognizing my voice. There was a time when the young boy Samuel lay down to sleep, and he heard a voice calling his name. 3 times he ran to the priest Eli, thinking it was a man calling him. He did not yet know my voice. You are in that same position right now. You have been feeling nudges in your spirit, sudden thoughts to go somewhere or call someone, or a persistent verse that keeps coming to mind. You have brushed these aside as coincidence, or you have thought that is just my own imagination. You have been running to Eli, running to friends, to experts, to the internet, trying to interpret what is happening. But it is not them calling you. It is me. I am waking you up in the middle of the night, not to torment you with insomnia, but to invite you into a divine appointment. I am calling your name in the chaos, but you are too busy looking for a human explanation. It is time to stop running to the world for answers that only I can give. You do not need another opinion. You need a revelation. You do not need to understand the full message before you respond. Samuel did not understand what was happening yet. He went back and lay down in his place. He made himself available. That is all I ask of you. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to be present. Here is the shift I require of you. Most of my children pray by saying, "Hear, Lord, for your servant is speaking." They give me a list of instructions and then leave the room. But I want you to flip the script. I want you to adopt the posture of Samuel. Lie down, quiet your heart, and whisper, "Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening." Do you feel the difference? This prayer hands the microphone to me. It is a surrender of your agenda. It signifies that you value my direction more than your own complaints. When you stop talking and start listening, you create the vacuum that my spirit rushes to fill. And hear this promise clearly. When Samuel finally listened, I told him, "Behold, I will do a thing in Israel at which both the ears of everyone who hears it will tingle. I am about to do something in your life that will make ears tingle. It will be a testimony so unexpected, a turnaround so complete, that people will be shocked. The news of your breakthrough will surprise even your skeptics. But this ear-tingling miracle begins with the ear-listening servant. Go back to your place of rest. Stop striving. Quiet your soul. I am ready to speak the instruction that will change everything, but you must be quiet enough to hear it. My beloved, we are nearing the breakthrough. But I must anchor your heart in one final unshakable truth. Let us not grow weary while doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. You have been sowing seeds of kindness, seeds of prayer, and seeds of faithfulness in hard ground. You have watered them with your tears. And because you do not see a forest springing up overnight, you are tempted to believe the seed has died. But I tell you, the seed is not dead. It is dormant. It is undergoing a necessary transformation in the dark. Just because you cannot see the activity above the soil does not mean the roots are not going deep. The deeper the roots, the wider the branches. I am not growing a mushroom that appears in a night and dies in a day. I am growing an oak of righteousness that will stand for generations. Do not dig up your seed with words of doubt. Do not abort your harvest by fainting just before the season turns. I want you to look back at your path with new eyes. I want you to start thanking me for the things that didn't happen. Thank me for the deals that fell through. Thank me for the relationships that ended. Thank me for the doors that slammed in your face. You cried over them at the time, but you do not see the bullets I dodged for you. You do not see the toxicity I removed from your life. What you called rejection was actually redirection. What you felt was a loss was actually space being created. I had to clear out the good to make room for the best. I had to remove the people who could not handle your future. I was not punishing you. I was pruning you. I was lightening your load so you could climb the mountain I have set before you. Now receive the promise of the harvest. I am the God of restoration. I do not just give you back what you lost. I multiply it. I know how to redeem the time. I can do more in one moment of my favor than you can do in a lifetime of labor. You have trusted me with your pain. Now trust me with your promotion. The years that the locusts have eaten, the years of confusion, the years of stagnation, the years of hidden weeping, I am restoring them to you. The harvest is not a possibility. It is a promise. It is the inevitable spiritual law of my kingdom. You have endured the night. You have stood in the fire. You have learned to listen. Now raise your head. The fields are white. Your due season is not a distant dream. It is arriving. Prepare your house, prepare your heart, for the rain is coming. My precious one, we have journeyed deep today. We have moved from the deafening silence to the secret place of power. You now understand that my silence is not an absence, but an alignment. You know that the battle in your mind is won by the shield of faith. But knowledge alone is not enough. You must move into activation. Do not close this message and return to the same cycle of worry. Tonight, I am giving you a command to break the stagnation. Remember the simple formula I gave you. One breath, one truth. One step. When the anxiety tries to return, stop. Take that one breath to inhale my peace. Speak that one truth. God is with me to silence the lie. And then take that one step of obedience. It might be small. It might just be washing your face or speaking a kind word. But that small step is the key that starts the engine of the miraculous. Receive this prayer as I cover you now. Father, I lift up this precious soul to you. I speak to the storm raging in their mind, peace be still. I rebuke the spirit of fear and the spirit of heaviness that has tried to weigh them down. I declare that their ears are opening to hear the sound of the abundance of rain. I plead the blood of Jesus over their home, their family, their finances, and their dreams. I declare that the season of weeping is ending and the season of reaping is beginning. They are not victims, they are victors. They are not forgotten, they are chosen. Let them sleep tonight with a peace that makes no sense to the world, knowing that while they rest, you are working. Now it is time to seal this prophecy. Do not let the enemy steal what you have received. You must lock this truth into your timeline. If you are ready to let go of the control and let me lead you into this new season, I want you to type, "I surrender" or "I trust you" in the comments right now. Let this be your digital altar, a permanent marker of the day you stopped worrying and started trusting. And finally, if this message has been the water your soul was thirsting for, ensure you are connected to this fountain. Press the like button one last time as an offering of gratitude. And if you have not yet subscribed, do it now. This is not just a channel, it is a lifeline. By subscribing, you are positioning yourself to hear my voice again. For when you take that one step, we spoke of a new and greater door is going to open, and I will return to tell you exactly how to walk through it. I am not finished with you yet. The best is still ahead. Go in peace, my child. I am with you.